I want them to love themselves. If I could for a moment just inspire you to love yourself, that would be worth everything.
Next question. Our next question is from Edison Chen in China. His question is, what is the most obnoxious thing a male fan has ever done or said to you?
Obnoxious?
Obnoxious.
Never obnoxious. I would say I quite enjoy when fans are waiting for a very long time and then I see them and they say, I've been waiting for 8 or 9 hours and I need you to sign this and I have bought 7 of your CDs and you really need to take photos with me. I mean, they're just so persistent. Like, I am a good fan and I deserve this moment. And I always look and I say, yes, you do. So I wouldn't say that's obnoxious at all. I think it's wonderful. I don't think
if you're obnoxious, you're not really a fan from what you're.
No, and I've never really had an obnoxious fan. You know, I don't, and I don't take offense to any flirting or provocative commentary. I think it's wonderfully rude.
Fantastic. Okay. Our next question is by Brenda Jam from London.
Brenda Jam.
Is there ever a time you feel scared of your monsters?
Scared of my monsters? Not often. I would say 99.9% of the time I'm not afraid of my monsters. But there, you know, every once in a while, there perhaps is a very extra troubled fan that really wants to see me or speak to me. And I'm always quite funny about it because, you know, my security will go crazy and freak out and I'm like, oh, they're rad, it's okay. They're just, you know, they need someone to talk to. And I've actually before, in situations like that, actually contacted parents and told them I thought that their little monster needed some help and some attention and some love. So no, I'm not afraid. One time someone came on stage once, and I don't know how they got on stage.
Was that in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I got scared for a second. Because, you know, you never really know. You know, people take drugs and they're having a good time at the show. You never really know what's going to happen. But I wasn't really scared. I was just kind of surprised. So I wouldn't say I'm very often scared, no.
It's more surprised and concerned.
Yeah, more surprised and concerned. I just want to help them. And I've talked to my fans all the time. So, no, I would not say. I would certainly never say I'm scared.
Okay. Our next question is by Takashi Murakami from Japan. And his question is, what is your favourite monster? Literally monster, not referring to your fans. Favourite animal in folklore or mythology, and favourite scary story?
My favourite monster? Well, I guess one of my favourite monsters, which is the one that I am most afraid of, is the anglerfish, which is actually in the show. It was my childhood fear.
I know the anglerfish.
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
It's phosphorus or something, isn't it, that like lures things
I don't know what it is, but it's completely
Sorry, I don't
terrifying.
want to make you relive.
I'm upset right now. It's completely terrifying. And so we thought it was fitting in the show to build a giant 50-foot anglerfish that I kill at the end of the show. Maybe I shouldn't give that away. But it's completely terrifying. So I suppose that he is my favorite because it is my childhood monster. My favorite monster from mythology, the unicorn. I love the unicorn. I suppose the unicorn is a monster.
It's his favourite animal in folklore or mythology,
that's
so we can
perfect.
say the unicorn.
The unicorn. Half animal, half monster. Half magic and poetry.
And your favourite scary story?
My favourite scary story. The one that I'm going to dream about tomorrow night. I have incessant nightmares, but I've learned to love them because they somehow end up on stage or in my work.
Fantastic. Do they inspire you? Is it like a Karl Lagerfeld thing? Do you dream a vision?
Always.
The way he dreams the Chanel shows?
Always. I'm also terrified of the devil.
Well, the next question I'm going to ask you is from Tatin in Hong Kong, which is, do you believe in God?
Yes.
And the devil?
And the devil. I believe in both. I had this dream quite recently that was so terrifying, so morbid and terrifying, and I called Deepak Chopra, who I work with, and I was telling him my dream, terrified, that the devil, and the dream was so terrifying, I thought somehow a devil force was trying to take hold of me, a darkness. I guess I see devil and darkness as the same thing. And he laughed and told me that I was very creative. And that
That's what it represents.
Learn to embrace my insanity. I said, okay.
Okay, our next question is by...
I certainly believe in God, though, yes.
Our next question is by Matthew Williams from London.
Oh.
And he says, my favourite tattoo of yours is Tokyo Love. What will your next tattoo be and where on your body will it be?
I don't know. I want to get one that says "Born This Way."
In advance of the film.
Yeah. And I want to get one that says "Free Bitch," I think. But I'm not quite sure.
Great. I always wanted one of Madame de Pompadour, which is a little weird. I love Madame de Pompadour.
I love
really
that.
So
I think that tattoos have powers. So I'm always interested in injecting some new powerful force into me. So I've also actually fantasized about getting Mary Magdalene or Joanne, which means so much to me. So I'm not sure. I know what I want. But I very free in the moment of wanting tattoos. I have sort of a list of tattoos I want to get in the future, and then
is it quite impulsive all of a sudden? You're
very
like,
impulsive.
Okay, I'll do it now.
I'll just be like, oh, let's go get a tattoo today, and I go. I don't really plan it or think about it too much.
Okay, this is from a few different people. So it's been asked by Megan from Glasgow, Whitney, Catherine from Perth, and also Raquel Zimmerman from New York. And the question is, how did you feel playing face-to-face with Elton John at the 2010 Grammys?
I felt so happy and so joyful and so grateful, and you can really see it on my face in that performance that I'm just having the best time. And it was kind of a transition for me in what we were speaking about when you asked me the Madonna question. It was a transition because I was really beginning to build these wonderful friendships with people that I admire so much. And it was a bit like, the Berlin Wall falling. It was a nice moment for me. I felt like I could really let my guard down after that.
So it was a bit of a watershed moment for you.
Yes, because I, as an artist, I feel like I constantly have something to prove to myself, perhaps, or to my fans, or something to give, something to, a point to prove, a message to prove. Part of the process, proving the over and over again. And in that moment, I felt very free. I felt very, very ready for a new proof, a new smell. New age of my music.
Fabulous.